Hello, hello! For this week's video, I am going to be painting something fun and mushroomy. So recently, my husband and I, we travelled up north to see my mum, and we stopped off at this lovely country town here in Australia, and I found these beautiful ornate frames in this antique store there. I finally have an idea for one of the frames, so for this particular video, I'm going to focus on this larger one here. Before I can start painting though, I do need to do a little bit of prep because the backing that came with the frame is not very nice. It looks like it's some kind of cheap chipboard, so I can't really mount my watercolor paper to this. So I need to cut a new backing. I have this cut off here from another painting that I did, and somehow, magically, it fits perfectly widthwise. So all I need to do is cut across the bottom, and then I have something I can mount my watercolor paper to. Now that I've got a perfect fit, I'm going to prep the backing with gesso first. I'm going for as smooth a surface as I can get, so it only needs a very light sanding once it's dried. While I wait for the gesso to dry, I cut the paper to the size I need and prepare the line work in Procreate. Now that the gesso has dried, I'm going to apply a layer of matte medium. This will act as a glue for me to stick the paper down. I also have a roller tool which will help me smoothen out any lumps in the glue so I get a flat finish. And then I will put it under a weight overnight to fully dry out. So I will see you tomorrow for the painting session. Good morning. It's the next day. The paper has dried to the backing overnight and it's stuck down really well. I've also already added the line work onto the paper this morning, so now all that is left to do is to get stuck into painting. So let's talk about what I'm painting and how I got to this idea. Obviously I'm painting an ear, but when I was thinking of what I'd put in the frame, I imagined mushrooms protruding in and out of the skin like nature was taking over. The idea for it stems from this realization of how our bodies slowly start deteriorating and falling apart as we get older. I'm 38 years old now, and I've noticed little things have started going wrong. I'm getting aches and pains that weren't there before, and I just don't bounce back the way I used to. Eventually, our bodies as we know them will no longer be. When we pass, whether we get buried or cremated, our bodies will become one with nature, and I just think there's something kind of fascinating about how nature fills in the gaps when we start to fade. It's creepy, but in a beautiful way. Okay, I have just finished, and honestly, I am really happy with how this turned out. I wasn't sure if I would be able to pull this off, but I think I have done myself proud. I also put it in the frame and hung it up on the wall, and I'm really happy with how it looks in there. This piece will be available in my shop in a couple of weeks' time. If you would like to be notified of when it becomes available, please feel free to sign up to my newsletter. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me today. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.